Yo, what's going on, guys? And in today's video, I'll be doing a review of the WWE Elite Series 94 Wesley. And this is honestly, you could consider this video being in honor of Wesley, who recently announced that he had a really bad injury. Just tragic, because this man is a really slept-on talent. Now, I ordered this figure because I generally wanted something really posable. And Wesley was just one of those guys that I was really craving to get. And he's one of those NXT talents where it's like he needs to get an elite. So before we get into the actual figure and accessories, let's take a look at the packaging here. As you can see, got like an older picture of Wesley back when he had dreads. Or shorter dreads. See, first time in the line, this is his first figure. See the name, Wesley. Authentic. We got the Elite Collection, Wesley on the side here. Got the True FX technology. Got the WWE Elite Collection there. Of course, you can see here, Elite Series 94. And here. And then, of course, you got a big picture of the talent here on the side, Wesley. Of course, you got a picture from the actual show he wore this, which, to me, I'm not sure. Oh, it says here, and of course, I'll zoom here. It says, MSK brought their innovative, high-energy, high-energy offense to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver and walked away as the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Now, of course, you got here where he's from. You can see Dayton, Ohio. He's 5'7", 1.70 milligrams, 190 pounds, 86.2 kilograms. His finisher was a double-team blockbuster, of course, with his fellow Wave mates. Edge, which I think the head sculpt on this Edge figure from this series is alright. Got Mace, who also was the first time in the line. Ash Carter, his tag team partner. Bret Hitman Hart. And Stephanie McMahon. Enough with the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure itself. And here he is. You know, I'll actually put it in the background. This is going to be like an MDT video. If you guys know who MDT is. Who I think you should check out. He's a really great wrestling. He's formerly known as My Damn Toys. But he's a great wrestling YouTuber. He does figure reviews. But yeah, you can see that head sculpt is pretty accurate for the time he was at. Of course, nowadays he has the longer dreads that he actually can like tie into like the little, like, I don't know what you call it, but you tie it, and it kind of sticks up. But yeah, this isn't the actual entrance gear. This is from an Elite Cesaro that my uncle bought, and my uncle, whenever he uses his wrestlers, he rarely uses his wrestlers. He just does it sometimes. Uses them sometimes to kind of relive that feeling of, playing. But he doesn't really use entrance gear, so I thought, I might as well wear this or use this because I thought it would look really sick. And let me just say, it fits perfect. Now, I feel like the colors really match, but I think if this was like, if like the actual Cesaro parts were like in green or like, I think it would have matched better. But taking a look here, you can actually see all the nice tattoo detail. You see all that nice tattoo detail. So you kind of got like that necklace tattoo. You got like the Japanese, Chinese lettering. You got some more lettering there. Got like a little scorpion. If the camera will focus. Kind of got a little scorpion with like a really long tail. Got like a heart of some sort here. Then in the back you got the angel. Then here you got like a, I don't know, some kind of dragon or something. And I need to get a closer look at this, but And then that looks like a little dream catcher right there. And then you got, that almost looks like the man-eating bug from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, you can see the head sculpt here. It's got the dreads, which you can, so you could almost recreate those. Yeah, man, shake 'em, man, shake 'em. Of the like TikTok barber. For the ring attire here, you see he's got his normal wrist tape, and he's got the full wrist tape, which he actually has the MSK pose hand, but I prefer don't like using pose hands unless like if I ever get a Goomper figure, then I'd leave a chop hand on there, of course. And of course, I like leaving it on the rock too. But yeah, he has the wrist tape. Then you can see he's got his normal like trunk attire with the lines going out of the black. Got a nice MSK symbol right there. Got the white on the inside. Oh, and honestly, a lot of wrestlers wear this like a shorts attire, but it's not like a common attire you find. But you know, there's guys like Solo Sikoa who wear it. There's guys like who else? Hook, who you'll actually find during the figure comparison. There's also uh Grayson Waller. How could I forget Grayson Waller? He's one of the newest figures released. But yeah. And who could forget good old Trick Williams, who, okay, never mind. I think Williams wears more of like the Riddle style trunks, where it's like not quite the wrestling trunks that like Randy Orton, you know, like ones that Cody Rhodes used to wear. It's more of like the longer Riddle type trunks. Who could, oh, Brock Lesnar's another guy, but the head sculpt matches him pretty well. On the back here, you got the MSK logo with more like little things added on, and kind of got like the pocket holder. Then of course here you got the black here underneath these knee pads, which the knee pads go down. Alright, my bad for a second there, but anyway, you can see here on the side, you know, they're a bit shorter, so they're kind of cut on the sides here. Then you got the normal black boots. And then for accessories, you can see he comes with this MSK jacket, or it's like one of those hoodies without the sleeves. It's basically like a sweatshirt without sleeves. Because a hoodie and sweatshirt's basically the same. Only I think like a hoodie, I don't know, but you see kind of has like that similar kind of like back of the trunks stuff kind of here at the top. Of course, you got all white, green. It's almost could be like a DX. Of course, you got the MSK symbol upside down here, but that's because if you were to flip the jacket on, if this was like an actual cloth good, the MSK logo would then be on top. Or if Wesley or Nash Carter were to put it over their face, the MSK symbol would be over there. And then, of course, for your hands, you got mic holding hands and wrist tape and the normal. You also got the MSK logo symbol hands, shaping an M. You got the normal. Oh my. You got the normal, and you got the wrist tape, which of course corresponds with each side they're on. And for your figure comparisons, start things off, you know, here for the comparisons. Here you got the Unrivaled Series 6 Hook compared with Wesley. And yeah, you can tell Hook definitely towers over the sky. I mean, Wesley's practically just looking at his chin. Here I have like a cloved up Booker T figure, which is actually in the thumbnail of the video. I got Matt Riddle's purple Hey Randy shirt, and I got a pair of Jack's Scotty 2 Hottie pants on them, and it's like a King Booker attire, so you can see underneath there. Anyway, comparing these, and I can tell Booker's way bigger. And then, for fun, for shigs and giggles, we got the SH Figuarts Naruto, which was my most recent review. But you know what? This might be a thing I start doing, putting recent reviews. And yeah, you can see here, cause Wesley's a shorter guy, Naruto is almost as tall as him, but I could just imagine Wesley delivering a huge knee strike to Naruto and just obliterating him. Now, time to get into articulation. Starting things off with the head. Head can look up that far. Can look down that far. Ab crunch goes this far back. Okay, I'm gonna zoom. Ab crunch go that far back, that far forward. Arms go 360. Arms go out that far. Elbow bend, of course. Oh, okay, I'm trying not to break him. Of course, you got full swivel. Forward and back swivel. Got rotation. Of course, then you got this. But this is actually pretty loosey. Speaking of loosey-goosey, if you put this all the way back, you hear a noise, and that's because when you have it all the way back, it's very loose there. Leg can kick up that high, which isn't very high. Leg can kick back. No, this is probably the right knee. But yeah, you can see here. Leg kicks out. Of course, you got your thigh swivel. In this case, short swivel. You got the boot swivel. Boot can go down that far. Can go up that far. And yeah. And then, of course, at first when I opened this guy up, though, one thing I noticed right away was that these pinless legs were super tight. You know, I've been watching MDT for a while, and I've noticed, a lot of times he's like, oh, whenever I open, like, newer elites, pinless joints are so tight. These knees are so tight to the point where, and then I also experienced many issues very similar to this, where it's, like, also at first, I noticed that this knee didn't want to bend all the way. And I thought, oh, it's going to be just like my Damian Priest Elite that I have. Which is like the purple attire with like the silver chains on the side of it. And it had a really tight arm. To the point where that arm can barely bend. To the point where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try this. I'm going to break it. I thought that was happening. And now that I'm actually posing it, I posted him around a bit. I've acted like I've done a match almost. So I don't have my actual ring. So I actually didn't do like a actual match. But pose around. This guy's very poseable. And let me just say, Wesley has to be one of the most slept on talents. It would have been so sick to see Wesley make his Royal Rumble debut in the Royal Rumble match. But yeah, this guy's pretty poseable. Of course, Wesley's a high flyer. He's very similar to guys like Ricochet, so of course you can get him in those like knee motions, so you can have him boom. Have him do that Daniel Bryan type kick to hook. The midsection here, you can just have hook. Be like, oh. Of course, you can have him do Hurricanranas. You can have him do step up Enzuiguris. You can have him do, Selena Del Sol, that move that Kalisto used to do, if anybody even remembers Kalisto, who is also a never really slept on superstar. Of course, he now formally goes as Samurai Del Sol. And I think that about wraps up this figure review. And now, I know that in my last video, I kind of did the Naruto figure review, and that figure review went by really fast. And it did go by fast. That's why I talked a bit about the Royal Rumble, and apparently I didn't realize that Ilya was defending against Trick at New Year's Evil, which is kind of dumb. He should have. And then there's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna earn the #1 contendership. It's like, oh great. Now there's Grayson Waller, who isn't even really on NXT anymore, and Trick going one-on-one to determine a #1 contender, despite the fact that Trick Williams has already earned his opportunity, which in my opinion kind of ruined that whole plan of, the whole, oh yeah, Ilya loses, he wants to go to the main roster. Braun Breaker also wants to go to the main roster to show his true potential, talking about how he's going to be more successful. But nope, apparently he's not going to defend, and hopefully he defends before the Rumble, and hopefully Trick wins, because Trick needs it. Last year he only did end up winning the North American title, but yeah. But in my opinion, I think, now I've seen on TikTok where TikTok that someone allegedly found the leaked Royal Rumble PLE. All the matches that are going to happen, the Royal Rumble participants, the people who are going to enter. And, like, it had names on there. It's like, oh, it has X-Pac, and it had, like, X-Pac as a return. And it had people like Carmelo Hayes being the only NXT superstar. And then it had, like, Punk winning and Cody Rhodes being runner-up. Like, it actually said runner-up in parentheses next to Cody Rhodes, and it said winner by CM Punk. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't trust this. But if X-Pac does return at whatever number it was in the video, if these superstars do make their return, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked that someone was and my guess is that someone wanted to get a lot of views and wanted to get pointed out. Want to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to prank all these guys and think that I actually did leak the real Rumble. It's like, okay, it's at a point where do you trust to think that this would actually happen? I mean, you got a guy like X-Pac in the name, which I understand X-Pac could make a return. But I think there would be so many more NXT call-ups, and they apparently had leaked the Women's Rumble match, which didn't have AJ Lee's name on there. Which honestly, AJ Lee's been she's been doing almost as if CM Punk, leading up to CM Punk's return, where it's like showed off her old wrestling boots in a picture, and it makes you think, is she gonna return at the Rumble? I would love to see AJ Lee. I really missed out on a whole era of like a lot of these superstars based on the fact that I didn't watch wrestling full time until about 2016 and all the way to about 2019, until I kind of branched off in the middle of 2019, and I kind of was like, oh, I'm not going to watch this stuff full time anymore. And then I kind of was like, oh, I actually have time. I guess I'll spend some time watching NXT. And of course, 2020 era hit. And, well, everything sucked. Of course, the wrestling even sucked, too. It's one of the worst eras. In my opinion, I would love to see in the future, guys like Wesley to make his return to the company. It's just unfortunate this man had to get injured. I mean, personally, I've never watched Wesley before, but I really got introduced when he was like North American champion facing Dom. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. And easily one of the most sad moments was when Leslie was like, announcing that he was injured and would be out for a few months. And it's just so tragic when a wrestler has to announce that they're injured and they could be out for months, years, potentially even having their wrestling career done. I mean, this just brings back memories of seeing clips of like people like Daniel Bryan retiring, clips of a guy like Edge retiring. It's just so tragic to think that. Back then on YouTube, I used to watch a lot of wrestling, and I was like, I used to watch a lot of like wrestling clips, and it's just sad to think that Wesley might miss out on the whole year, just like Randy Orton. But it's just sad to think this. Even like a guy like Sting having his retirement as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up today's video on this figure review and kind of my thoughts, I guess you could call them, based on the fact, well, what I thought happened never actually happened. It never was booked. And yeah, thank you for taking the time to watch this review. And I truly just am gonna miss Wesley, especially because he's the right guy to bring to the main roster. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, I might not make a lot of YouTube videos for a while because I just don't have a lot of time. But I will say, when it comes around my birthday, I will be making a few videos, whether it's I get action figures and stuff. So, yeah. See you guys later.